And a disturbing case unfolds in court. A mother accused of ordering her son to commit murder in a West Pullman restaurant.
This is a very, very unfortunate story, but we have to talk about it. Welcome to another installment of the Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC. P.A.N. Firearms for NRA certification and multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfirearmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box below. And if you like my channel, like my content, and what I do here, you can support me with the link in the description box. Everything is appreciated. And let's talk about this. It's coming out of Chicago. And what basically the gist of the story, and it's very unfortunate, a mother went into a fast food restaurant to order some food, got into an argument with another person who was there ordering food. It turned physical, and her son, who she texted, came into the store and shot the person that she was having the altercation with. It gets even worse, which I'm going to get into in a little bit. But the reason why I want to talk about this is because this is the kind of stuff that the anti-gun crowd clings to. Now, they go more for the mass shootings because there's a whole lot of hype behind that, both media, political, social. But stories like this, they cling to because it gives them emotional fodder for their agenda. And I want to talk about this because I look at this literally from a perspective of personal responsibility and accountability, because the fact that a gun was there, I think, is irrelevant, because looking at this story, I think that this could have escalated either way. But I want to play the rest of the video so that you can get some context, and we're going to come back. But let's go ahead and watch that.
Yeah, not only that, mom, who's accused of giving those shoot-to-kill orders, is now being held on $3 million bail. Parts of that shooting were actually captured on this restaurant's surveillance video, which helped the witnesses identify the suspects to police. So this all happened Sunday night, police tell us, just after 11 o'clock, about 11:05 p.m. 35-year-old Carlisha Hood and her 14-year-old son arrived at the Maxwell Street restaurant on South Halstead at 117. Hood went in for food. Her son waited in the car. Prosecutors say that's when she began arguing with this man, 32-year-old Jeremy Brown, who was also inside ordering food at the time. Hood began texting her son, who appeared in the doorway, hands in his pockets. A fight became physical between Hood and the victim. The victim was able to punch the woman once. That's when prosecutors say the boy pulled out a gun, fired a single shot to the victim's back, followed him outside, kept firing, striking him fatally twice in the back.
Once outside of the restaurant, while the co-defendant was still shooting at the victim, the defendant instructed her son, the co-defendant, to continue to shoot and kill the victim. Once the co-defendant finished shooting the victim, the defendant turned her focus towards witness one. She began pointing at witness one and instructing her son to shoot her.
Prosecutors say the Hood even tried to get the gun from her son, but he pushed her away. No shots were fired at that witness, who is also the victim's girlfriend. Both mother and son facing murder charges. She's also charged with contributing to the delinquency of a minor. The teen boy also facing unlawful use and possession of a firearm. Both, we're told, did surrender themselves to police yesterday. We're also told that Hood, the woman charged in this, the mom charged in this, also had a FOID card herself and was licensed to conceal carry. Reporting live, Elizabeth Matthews, Fox 32, Chicago.
Heard that and you saw that. Now, I have a lot to say. One, of course, obviously, this woman enticing her son, 14-year-old son, to take up a gun and go shoot this person is bad enough. The 14-year-old actually doing it is even worse. But the bottom line is that is a reflection of his mother's parenting. And once again, in this, I want to get a little social commentary for you. This comes back to fatherless behavior. This mother felt perfectly justified in telling her 14-year-old son to get a gun and come in and shoot somebody, and the 14-year-old felt more than justified to get that gun and come in and do what the mother asked of him. Somewhere along that chain, somebody should have said, no, this is not a good damn idea. I don't want to come over to here. This is a local affiliate, Fox 32, but mother tells son to shoot man in Southside restaurant, murder police. A mother and her son are facing murder charges after she allegedly told him to shoot a man inside a restaurant Sunday on Chicago's South Side. Police said Carlisha Hood, 35, and her 14-year-old son were arrested on Wednesday in connection to the fatal shooting of 32-year-old Jeremy Brown. They're not going to mention the 14-year-old's name because he's a juvenile. Did some grown-up stuff, but hey, they treated him with kid gloves after the fact. But Hood's bail was set at $3 million. Her son's bond information has not yet been released. Around 11 p.m., Hood went inside the Maxwell Street Express, 11656 South Housestead Street, to pick up some food while her son waited in the car. While she was waiting in line, Hood got into an argument with Brown, prosecutors said. Now, they don't really get into what the argument was about, but Hood then started texting her son and pointing to him outside. Her son entered Maxwell's and stood in the doorway, at which point Brown punched Hood in the head 3 times, prosecutors said. Well, I'm not agreeing with Brown using violence. Brown obviously initiated the physical contact. Doesn't justify him getting shot. But Brown should have just let it slide. But let's keep going. Court documents stated after the first punch, the boy pulled out a gun and fired a shot at Brown, striking him in the back. Brown ran out of the restaurant and the boy followed him, firing additional shots. Hood told her son to keep shooting Brown until he killed him, according to prosecutors. Yeah, there you go. That's some real just decent human being behavior right there. Once the shooting was over, Hood told her son to shoot a witness who was egging on the argument she was having earlier. This argument was the girlfriend, or this person, the witness, isn't the girlfriend of the person who was shot. Hood tried to wrangle the gun away from her son, but he pushed her away. They then got into their vehicle and drove home together. Surveillance video captured both of them arriving home after the shooting. Brown suffered 2 gunshot wounds to the back and was pronounced dead at the scene. Hood turned herself into police on Thursday. During her search, police recovered an unloaded or unregistered handgun along with an empty magazine. Further investigation revealed Hood has a valid Illinois FOID card and a concealed carry license. Hood and her son were charged with 1 count of first-degree murder. Hood was also charged with contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Now, let's go ahead and remove that air. Let's come out of that. Like I said, this is a bad look because they use incidents like this. Now, let me be clear. I do a series called You Won't Hear This in Mainstream Media because people who use firearms positively in a defensive situation get no media time. If it stays a local story, that would be surprising, but get little to no coverage. Situations like this get tons of coverage. And if this 14-year-old had managed to injure 4 people, they would immediately tack it onto their mass shooting tally to then once again claim we've had X amount, we're up to 274 apparently, or somewhere in there, in mass shootings. Why? Because they manipulated the numbers to get the results that they want. But I saw this story and I just had to talk on it. I mean, forget about the gun for a minute. Let's just talk about the behavior all the way around. Brown did not deserve to get shot, but at the same time, he shouldn't be punching nobody. Period. Unless that person assaults you first. But then that's just personal responsibility and accountability. It just seems to be a complete lack of it in this situation. And in the end, if a gun had not been involved, this story would get absolutely no traction whatsoever. Because the 14-year-old could have come in with anything. And it could have ended up the same way with this person losing her life. But this is the stuff, and these are the situations that the anti-gun crowd clings to, and they love to push this in your face and say, look, see. Yeah, it looks bad. But for the number of times that a firearm has been used in a defensive situation that has been 100% positive, this is a blip. And an unfortunate blip that a man had to lose his life over some stupidity. But hopefully these two will face the first-degree murder charges. I think that the 14-year-old should be tried as an adult. He made an adult decision, and he did adult things, and he should pay the adult price. And this mother, definitely, she should be charged first-degree murder. She pretty much made her son come in, or egged him on to come in and do what he did. So hopefully they'll do a lot of time and keep him off the streets, because we don't need people like this in society. But let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified the next time a video goes live. I will see you on the next one. Peace.